Hello again, welcome to another edition of CropLife Retail Week. Paul Schrimpf here with Eric Sfiligoj. Welcome, sir.
Hello. Undisclosed location. Looks pretty disclosed to me. So
it's getting, I'm working on it. See, I've got some wainscoting behind me now. I've started patching up some of the areas around the ceiling and so forth, getting ready for some texture. So I might actually have a respectable office by the time we all go back to Meister.
That's right.
Maybe.
Probably the day you finish is the day we'll have reopened the office, and it will no longer be. It'll be an undisclosed, unused location, I guess we'd call.
So sad. So it's you got a few things going on this week. So I've been noticing a lot of activity on the carbon credit front. There's been a number of things announced. I mean, FBN had announced a project that they're working on with POET, and of course we've got Land O'Lakes and Microsoft and Bayer and Cargill, among others, putting projects out there trying to get their carbon credit, I guess, world aligned so that they can get farmers some additional funding for doing it right, for doing the right thing for sequestering carbon. We shall see. I know the government's working on some regulation on that front and rulemaking about credits, and things are in kind of in the works on that front. So maybe we'll see some leveling of the playing field and some really interesting things on that front, and hopefully retailers can participate in that, because it's going to create a lot of data collection and a lot of things that need to be done in order for that to actually work. But it's interesting to see that. And of course we noted David Perry left Indigo, which is another obviously company very much focused on the carbon question, and they're trying to reconstruct the entire. Now, Lucky, stop it. Let me finish.
Hey.
Lucky's cutting me off. She said, "You said enough, sir."
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
So it looks like they moved seamlessly to another CEO, and David's off chasing another possible $1 million squirrel, or maybe he's just done. I don't know. We don't know. It's all speculation, but it'd be interesting to see what happens with them. But yeah, there's certainly a lot of interest in carbon.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear. Well, since you were talking about growers, I do have something to share on that front. As you will remember, Paul, during 2019, because the ongoing trade dispute between the U.S. and China, and there weren't many crop sales taking place, the Trump administration actually provided some aid in the form of money to the growers across the U.S., and they were doing so again here in 2020 because of COVID-19, of course, to the tune of about $20 billion. But we found out Sonny Perdue, the Secretary of Agriculture, said that looks like there's another aid package being prepared, which may be in place here by Labor Day for another $14 billion. So based on all the numbers, that would be about $34 billion in farm subsidies for the year of 2020, which we're told would be a record. So,
yep, not the best story, for the administration as far as really telling farmers to get big or get out of farming, and to you got to be profitable to survive. I know those are tough times and unprecedented times in some ways, but I'd sure love to see us get back more to market-based kind of approach. Whatever that is, but right now we're certainly far from it, and we're in election year, so we've got that too.
Yes, we do. So one thing to note here, of course, another story that we've been following now for it seems like years, although I kind of lose track of time now that we've been in our undisclosed location as long as we have. But of course, you know that Bayer has had numerous lawsuits filed against it regarding glyphosate and forms of cancer possibly being caused in users of the herbicide. The first case, the one with a groundskeeper out in California, that one, the original verdict against Bayer was for over 200 million, which then got reduced ultimately to about $21 million. We found out this week that Bayer is still not satisfied with that figure, and they're appealing to the California Supreme Court, and they're hoping they'll get some type of a ruling here in the next month or two regarding that jury award in the first glyphosate case that was put against them, I think now over a year and a half ago, if memory serves.
Yep. Saga just keeps going on. We'll just continue to observe it.
Yeah, and actually something else we'll have to keep an eye on. The current settlement case, I guess, is going before the judge again with more arguments scheduled for Friday, September 25th or Thursday the 24th. It's one of those 2 days that they're going to be making some more arguments before the judge before they can sign off on that settlement agreement. So we'll be updating that, I'm sure, here by the end of the month.
Very good, sir. Anything else in the news this week?
Well, one other thing to share, our friends at the Mid-America CropLife Association usually have their annual meeting in person coming up here the day after Labor Day, but because of COVID-19, of course, and travel restrictions, they're going to be doing a virtual event this year. So for folks who normally would attend a MACA event in person, you can go online starting at 4:30 Eastern Daylight Time on Tuesday, September 8th, to check out some presentations by the speakers who would have been at the MACA meeting. Among the folks that we know, Paul, our friend Chris Novak from CropLife America is going to be talking about attacks on agriculture. And then Jason Henderson from Purdue University is going to be speaking on agricultural financials futures. So among others, and there's a few other speakers as well. But if you're interested, go to maca.org starting next Tuesday, and you can sign up and check these videos out for yourself. They're going to be up on the MACA website through November 1st. Very good.
Now, when you referred to Chris Novak, you said attacks on agriculture. You didn't mean tax on agriculture, right?
Yes.
They've done just joking. They've done a lot
That's
of
all right.
A lot of research with the public in terms of I guess overall understanding of the regulatory process and kind of understanding of just pesticides in general. And I mean, even from when I was in college and some of the studies going back that far, I mean, I understood a lot of that stuff, but people just don't understand the regulatory process at all. And think the companies are largely in control of it, as opposed to having to go through years and years and years along the lines of pharmaceuticals that before these things can see the light of day. So the industry has a long way to go to get people back up to speed in terms of and which actually includes some civics lessons on how the EPA works and how the USDA works and the FDA works and that sort of thing. So it's daunting, but I'm sure you'll have some interesting things to say at MACA. Really compelling research.
Yeah, and if you can't make the time to check these out for yourself, I will be tuning into all these videos and be writing a story that'll appear in the November edition of CropLife. And that if you want to see the highlights from Chris's speech or anyone's speech there at the MACA meeting, check out the articles coming up in November.
Very good. So are we done? We got to get back to work on this wall.
Okay, Paul. Yes, I have nothing more. So, yes, we're free and clear for now.
All righty. Well, thank you for joining us in this edition of CropLife Retail Week. Wish me luck in my office, and we'll see you next week.
If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comment section below.
Your feedback is important to us. We'll try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode.
And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.